Hello and welcome to the CGTN live broadcast. I'm Yangshan in Shanghai, and now I am at the Yangshan Port. Now in front of me is the Pacific Ocean, and behind me is the Phase 4 of the Yangshan Port. Now Yangshan Port is the biggest port in China. In fact, it is the biggest port in the world by volume right now. And where I am right now is the Phase 4 of the Yangshan Port, which opened on December the 10th. It is the smartest, the most advanced port in China, and I dare to say in the world right now. It features a lot of high technology, a lot of automation, a lot of smart equipments that make this place very unique, not only compared to the first three phases of the port, but other ports in other major countries in the world. Now, this port was started building in 2014, and it is located at the western end of the Yangshan Port, and it covers 2.2 million square meters of space, and it has 7 docks in total, and it occupies a coastline of 2,350 meters. And the docks in front of me has a water deep level of 17 meters, so it can hold containers that are up to considerable sizes, and it is designed that it will handle 4 million crates every year right now, but in the future this number will only enlarge. It is expected to be expanded to 6.3 million crates every year. As you can see behind me, these are the crates that go through the ports on a daily basis. And you might have noticed something. This port is exceedingly quiet. It's not like any other ports where it's hustling and bustling. It is very quiet. You see very little human activity here. Actually, you can hardly see any dock workers or port workers working around here. And if you look over there, this is a vehicle that has no people in it. It is an unmanned vehicle. Actually, all the transportational vehicles in this port are driverless vehicles. So this place features some of the smartest technologies in China right now, and it's opened in 2016, and it handled 37 million crates last year, the Yangshan Port, and it has remained the first in the world for 7 years in a row. And now we see 2 more driverless crates, what they call AGVs, making their ways, and they're quite safe because they move in a slower pace and make sure that the goods in their containers are protected. And you hardly see any people walking here, so it's a pretty safe system. So it features, as you can see, a lot of automation technologies. It's not only the AGVs, as they're called, and this is the automated area of the Yangshan Port, and it is the smartest, the biggest area in the Phase 4, which is where we are right now. But this area is considerably smaller than the first 3 phases because of automated technology. Now, to talk about these technologies, we are joined by Mr. Jack Luo, the director of the Shandong branch, the branch we are right now, of the Shanghai International Port Group. Thank you very much for joining this live broadcast. So can you talk about the automation that this place has, how it has made this place more efficient than the ports we had before?
So this fully automation container terminal in Yangshan Phase 4 Shanghai Port, we have 3 major different compared traditional container terminal. So the first one is where yard take the variety to the yard that is relative to coincide, and number 2 where take, if you look at it, the RMG is where take the twins separate for RMG, the system, and this is second. Where that means at some time we can pick up the 20 container at some time. This is one cycle. So the third one will take the standard RMG and also cantilever RMG, and also have a the double cantilever RMG together in the yard handling system. Why we take this different the style, different system compared to other the automation container terminal in the world? Because Shanghai port is the high transshipment the volume in the last year, almost 50% the volume is international transshipment. So we are take the different RMG in the yard can be flexible and better balance between the sea side operation and the land side operation. That means for cantilever RMG, the land side cantilever RMG can do the job for outside the truck, also can do that job support the shipping operation. For example, that means is also can do truck and also can working for the AGV at the same time. So this is a good balance for seaside operation and the seaside operation, and a good balance for offer service for outside the truck and also good service deliver service for shipping shipping operation. Second one is benefit is we can shoot the AGV the railing distance, because the variator to control crane, the AGV the railing distance is very short. It's from the quayside directly into the yard. The other, as a result, the efficiency is very, very high. The energy consumption also much low, and also is good for protect our environment, can reduce the CO2 emission. So this is a very good the system and very good design in China in the Shanghai Yangshan Festival.
So this is not only very efficient, but it's very green. You talked about the ARMG. So this thing is called the ARMG. It is fully automated.
Yeah.
So it per mission it can carry 20 crates per cycle.
Yes.
It can carry 20 crates per cycle and needs no human on it to operate.
Yes. So the fully automation is no manual operate in the yard, even for AGV or also for gantry crane. For this twin separate the RMG, this is the first design in the automation container terminal in the world. So just in Shanghai, this terminal can do. In the other container terminal, each time for RMG, just pick one container, 120 container. But in here, to 220. So it's a good efficient.
So it not only carries more container, but it's more efficient, and they can work seamlessly with the AGVs and also with the QCs. So a little bit of background to the terminologies that Jack Law was using. The ARMG is the device here that handles the container. The AGV is the driverless transportation devices that I was talking about, and the QCs are these huge cranes that undocks the boxes from the ships, and these automated systems can work seamlessly with all ships of all sizes from around the world, and it can work with trucks that unloads these crates to move beyond this port, so it can work seamlessly with a traditional system. So it makes it very efficient. Also, because that all of these devices are powered by electricity and are driverless, they don't need to burn fuel. So this place is very quiet. If I do not talk, you might think I'm indoors right now, because it is very, very, very quiet here. And because they don't burn fuel, they are much greener than traditional port equipments. They don't produce CO2 emissions, so that makes it very green, very efficient. So currently, here in the Shanghai International Port, we have 10 QCs, 40 ARMGs like this, and 50 AGVs, which passes by from time to time. And in the future, it will be expanded to 26 QCs, 120 ARMGs, and 130 AGVs, which will make this port much more efficient, and it will potentially raise the volume handled every year, port crate volume here every year to 6.3 million crates annually. So because this place is more efficient, it used to need dozens of people to just handle these QCs when they needed people to operate. They used to need a dozen people to operate. So now one people can actually operate several of these from the central control area, right?
Yes. So actually for Chengxi crane, we just have the one controller, remote control in the control tower. For AGV, totally is fully automation, no people, just controlled by system. And for RMG, there also is have some controller stayed in the control tower, in the control tower. So actually, before this is a driver is stand in is operated the machine, but now it is monitored system. So this is totally different. So this is a very interesting and very good the high technology for future. Why? Because before this driver just open for male, but now the female also can do this job. Actually now we have 5 lady. It's a get a license, and now actually also already is operate as a controller in the control tower to control this the machine. One controller almost can control 6 the RMG in the next year.
6 ARMGs, one per people.
Per people, and in the next year we'll. The fully automation, and also don't need any controller. So this is our issue. But for driver, not just compare the traditional container terminal, the crane, the driver. Before they just know the machine, the issues is okay. But now they are learning too much. Not just the machine technology, also need to understand the IT technology and also automation, the technology combined together. So before this driver is blue colors the position, but now it's a white color. It's a high technology the position. So SIPG Shandong branch will offer the many different training courses for the team. So when the people working in here, you should have should learn the different training course. For example, the operation training course, the technology, automation, IT, everything. So we're trying to do our best to organize our training for our staff, enhance them, can meet the new requirements to handle the daily operation, be safety and be high efficiency, and also can deal with any emergency issues. So this is very powerful.
Thank you very much. Now, obviously, so this job actually now requires people with higher knowledge and with deeper knowledge of how technology works, how automation works, how smart manufacturing equipment works. So this is what technology upgrades and automation upgrades do to traditional sectors. With the upgrade of technology, many works in this area do not require hard labor anymore. So the control tower is right over there. So many people who work here actually only need to work in the control tower instead of right here at the port. So it does very well to people who to workplaces that need workplace diversity. Now we have more female working in this port, and because the jobs do not require as hard labors and do not require considerable fiscal strength. Several months ago, I was here interviewing a representative of the to the 19th CBC National Congress, Zhang Yan. He broke the world record for crate handling. So back then, it wasn't an automated port, was it? So the crane drivers need to work in these huge cranes, and they need to go up there and work in and they are confined to a very little box up there, and they need to look through the glass underneath their feet to operate the crates, and it is a very tedious job daily. It takes a lot of hours, and you're confined to this little box. You're exposed to the sun, so it was a pretty harsh working environment. It needed quite difficult manual labor. You eat up there, you drink up there. So Zhang Yan, the people that I interviewed, he actually suffered from back injury, like a lot of other crane drivers working in traditional equipments. But now with the automated equipments, a lot of these issues can be solved, and a lot of workplace injuries like this will be prevented in the future. So just a while ago, we saw an AGV pass by. You said it is going to get a recharge of electricity.
Yes.
So how long does it take to recharge an AGV?
So for AGV, we're recharge, not just recharge, we're change the battery.
You change the battery.
Yeah, because we have the battery changes the charge station, and then each time when changing the battery can keep moving 8 hours, but for charge just spend 2 hours. That means 2 hours charge and then running the 8 hours. So this is a very good the battery system for our AGV. Actually in the world we have different system and different type, but now we use this high technology to enhance the big volume in here, will be handled in here. So actually we have the very good the system to manage all the issues. Such we have totally have 3 system. One is a TOS system, Terminal Operation System, or TOS, TOS. The other system is Equipment Control System, or ECS system. So these 2 systems have a different the function. For TOS system, they focus on the planning and schedule and routing issues, and also monitor the different machine and working together. So ECS system, they manage equipment the operation. And for example, this the tools make the planning, then send it to the machine. The machine based on the schedule and the planning in the right time, right position, right routing to finish this job. So this is a 2 system working together. And also we have another system. It's we are called the inspection system. For example, the custom inspection system. This system also combined together with our terminal operation process, and the offer very high, very quickly clean process to enhance the customer clean efficiency. So this is we are totally have 3 the system. One is for operation process control. The other one is for equipment control. The other system is for inspection, and for example, the gatehouse and inspection, and we also have the charge station, the other system working together.
So as you said, inspection is a very important part of this international port, right? Because a lot of goods are coming from overseas markets, and it needs to go through customs. And it used to take a lot of manual inspection to check the containers, and right now it is like a CT scans, a lot of trucks go through this port. Actually need only a computer and a probably X-ray or high technology inspection systems to inspect the goods in the containers without people at site. So it will shorten these inspection time to just 15 seconds per truck. And that makes it a lot more efficient, and it's very important when we're at the most busy port in the busiest port in the world right now. So as you can see, these AGVs are hard at work. We see them pass by from time to time, and this one apparently just finished changing its battery, and it's back in operation. Actually, this AGV with the charging system, the charging mechanism that that Mr. Law was talking about, saves electricity of up to 40%, and this system is the first of its kind in the world, and they are powered by proprietary Chinese technologies. And Mr. Law was talking about the TOS system and the ECS systems, and these systems with their integrations are all powered by proprietary Chinese technologies. They're produced by Chinese companies. So this place, it's not only smart, but it's China smart because many systems are developed here locally. So in the future, this place, it will feature a lot of high-tech elements such as the Internet of Things and using big data, so smart container shipments. So what will be the future plan of this place? What high-tech will we see in the future?
So actually, in the future, SIPG is focused on the intelligent port, high efficient, intelligent port, technology port, green port, and also efficiency port. So this is the four key points in the next 5 years. So for in future, not just focus on the volume. Yeah, look back in the past 7 years, SIPG, the container throughput volume, always rank the top 1 position in the world. But I think in the next 5 years, the SIPG will also do our best to keep this position, to develop our, to improve the service, the network, and also take more the technology to do our contribution for the build the road, to build the strategic, and also do our contribution for the Yangtze economic build. So, and also the Yangtze River, the Delta area, to be the leader and to contribute the power, and also improve our supply chain and improve local economic development, and also participate in the globalization and go outside of China to offer to share our experience, to share our the high technology with other countries, with the partner, to create a very great, very bright the tomorrow.
Thank you. Now, one additional question: how long have you been working at SIPG?
I working in this SIPG many years. Since I graduated from university, I still working in here. And at the same time, I also have a very short time to working in the global company and learning something, and also to build the social network. But now I think we can working together, because for the terminal industry, it's like a family. We are working together. We are created the high technology and share our experience. So this is a great industry. We are working together and create the much better life for all the peoples. So this is a terminal industry. This is mine. This is I.
Thank you very much for joining our interview. That was Jack Luo, the director of the Shandong branch of SIPG, Shanghai International Port Group. Now, as he said, this place is a very important place in China's international openness and strategies. It became a very important part of that strategy since the 1980s and 90s, since China decided to cultivate this port, and now it is the biggest port in the world right now. So the first phase of this place started building already back in 2012, and by 2016, after 14 years of development, it handles around 15 million crates per year. So this place, actually a lot of ports in China are among the top ports in the world. Not only is Shanghai Port the biggest port, the Shenzhen Port is around either the third or the fourth. The Guangzhou Port is ranked the 8th. So a lot of ports in China are major ports of the world, and that's because China is now a very important part of the international trade and commerce system. China used to be a manufacturing hub, a factory of the world, and produce a lot of goods and will be exchanged overseas. They will be shipped overseas. A lot of raw materials from overseas are shipped to China to support all these manufacturings. So these ports, like this one, grew under the backdrop of that economic model. China used to be the factory of the world, and now with the China's industrial upgrades, a lot of things that we sell or buy from the world are high-tech products, are high-value added products, and the ports will upgrade accordingly, and this place will become more high-tech, more smart, have more value in its operations. So this will represent how China's openness and smart upgrade will move forward in the future. So I hope you now have a better understanding of what the phase 4 of the SIPG is like. That concludes our live broadcast here today, and I will see you in the next one.